Welcome to Dialogos Tutorials, your home for educational flashcards. In this video, we'll be reviewing the first chapter of the book, Cosmic Codes, by the author Chuck Missler. The chapter is titled, Secret Codes. What is cryptography? Cryptography is the science of writing messages that only the intended receiver can read. What is cryptanalysis? Cryptanalysis is the science of deciphering or reading messages without having access to the cryptographic key. What is the difference between plaintext and ciphertext? Plaintext is the original message before encryption, and ciphertext is the encrypted message that results from cryptographic transformations. What is steganography? Steganography is the method of concealing the very existence of a message, often using physical means like invisible ink, microdots, or disguising it within another message. What are the two primary methods for hiding a message? The two primary methods are steganography, hiding the existence of the message, and cryptography, making the message unintelligible to outsiders. Define the term cipher. A cipher involves the transformation of plain text at the letter or group of letters level, unlike a code, which substitutes words or phrases. What is a Caesar cipher? A Caesar cipher is a simple substitution cipher where each letter in the plain text is shifted a fixed number of positions in the alphabet, such as shifting 3 places. How does a monoalphabetic substitution cipher work? In a monoalphabetic substitution cipher, each plaintext letter is consistently replaced by the same ciphertext letter throughout the message. What is a polyalphabetic cipher? A polyalphabetic cipher uses multiple cipher alphabets in rotation, making it harder to decipher by blurring letter frequency patterns. What is a veneer cipher? The veneer cipher is a polyalphabetic cipher that uses a keyword to determine shifting positions for each letter of the plain text. What does encipher mean? To encipher means to transform plain text into ciphertext using a specific cryptographic method. What does decipher mean? To decipher means to convert ciphertext back to plain text using the correct key. Explain the concept of a one-time pad. A one-time pad is a cipher where the key is as long as the message, is totally random, and is only used once, making it theoretically unbreakable. What is the Cardano grill? The Cardano grill is a method of hiding messages by writing plain text in pre-cut holes of a mask, filling the rest with irrelevant text. What role did Blaise de Veneer play in cryptography? Blaise de Veneer is credited with advancing the polyalphabetic cipher system and inventing the auto key, though he didn't create the cipher named after him. What is the purpose of a cipher alphabet? A cipher alphabet provides a list of equivalent symbols or letters used to transform plain text into ciphertext. How does the Playfair cipher work? The Playfair cipher encodes pairs of letters using a 5x5 matrix, replacing pairs based on their position within rows, columns, or diagonally. What is the rail-fence cipher? The rail-fence cipher is a type of transposition cipher where plain text is written in a zigzag pattern and then read off in rows. How does a substitution cipher differ from a transposition cipher? In substitution ciphers, letters are replaced by other symbols, or letters, while in transposition ciphers, the order of the letters is rearranged without replacement. What is a turning grill in cryptography? A turning grill is a grid with cutout spaces that is rotated to reveal different letters at each position, used for encrypting messages. How does a book code work? A book code uses a specific published book as a key, referencing words by page, line, and word numbers to encode messages. What does frequency analysis mean in cryptography? Frequency analysis is a method in cryptography where the frequency of letters or letter combinations is analyzed to break ciphers. What is the purpose of nulls in a cipher? Nulls are meaningless symbols inserted into a cipher to confuse potential interceptors and make the ciphertext harder to analyze. What is the Skytally cipher? The Skytally cipher is a transposition cipher where a strip of parchment is wrapped around a rod to reveal a hidden message when unwrapped. What was the significance of the Enigma machine? The Enigma machine was a complex German encoding device used in World War II, notable for its role in advancing cryptographic technology and spurring the development of early computers. Define autokey in cryptography. An autokey is a cryptographic method where the plaintext itself helps form the key, enhancing cipher complexity. What is the role of mathematical statistics in code breaking? Mathematical statistics aid in code breaking by providing analytical tools to uncover patterns and probabilities within ciphers. What does homophone mean in cryptography? In cryptography, a homophone is an alternate symbol or letter used to represent the same plaintext letter, adding complexity to substitution ciphers. What was the purpose of the Ultra Project? The Ultra Project was a secret World War II operation focused on breaking the German Enigma code, which led to several Allied military successes. Explain the concept of a stream cipher. A stream cipher encodes each letter of plaintext individually and continuously, unlike block ciphers, which encode blocks of text at once. What is meant by double transposition in ciphers? Double transposition involves applying a transposition cipher twice, increasing the difficulty of breaking the code. How does the Diffie-Hellman algorithm impact cryptography? The Diffie-Hellman algorithm allows secure key exchange without a secure communication channel, revolutionizing encryption technology. Describe the Caesar cipher shift mechanism. In the Caesar cipher, each letter is shifted a fixed number of places down or up the alphabet to create the ciphertext. What does a block substitution cipher entail? Block substitution ciphers group plain text into blocks and substitute each block with another, requiring accumulation of letters before encryption. Who was Charles Babbage, and what was his contribution to cryptography? Charles Babbage was a mathematician whose work on calculating machines led to the design principles behind modern computers. What is the purpose of a cipher disk? A cipher disk allows for polyalphabetic substitution, enhancing cipher complexity by shifting positions as the disk rotates. How does the polyalphabetic cipher increase cipher complexity? Polyalphabetic ciphers use multiple cipher alphabets to blur letter frequency, complicating decryption attempts. Explain Kirchhoff's principle in cryptography. Kirchhoff's principle asserts that a cryptographic system should remain secure even if everything about it, except the key, is known by an adversary. What is the American Cryptogram Association? The American Cryptogram Association is an organization for amateur cryptanalysts interested in learning and solving cryptograms. Define plaintext. Plaintext is the original readable message or data before it undergoes encryption. What are Cardano's contributions to cryptography? Cardano contributed the Cardano Grill, a method for encoding messages using a mask with holes, a precursor to more complex encryption methods. What is the significance of repetition in cryptography? Repetition in encryption patterns can create identifiable weaknesses, making ciphers more susceptible to frequency analysis. What is a fractionating cipher in cryptography? A fractionating cipher divides letters into smaller parts or fractions, then encodes them using substitution and transposition methods. How does a transposition cipher conceal plaintext? A transposition cipher conceals plaintext by rearranging the letters according to a specific pattern rather than replacing them. What is the Data Encryption Standard, DES? The DES is a block cipher encryption standard that uses a 64-bit key to perform multiple rounds of substitution and transposition. What is PGP in cryptography? PGP, or Pretty Good Privacy, is an encryption program widely used for securing email communications through public key cryptography. Explain the columnar transposition method. In columnar transposition, the plaintext is written in columns, then shuffled by a keyword order before reading it horizontally to create ciphertext. Who were Diffie and Hellman? Whitfield Diffie and Martin Hellman are cryptographers who introduced the concept of public key cryptography with asymmetric keys. What is public key cryptography? Public key cryptography uses two keys, one public and one private, to secure communication without the need for a secure key exchange. Define ciphertext in cryptography. Ciphertext is the encrypted form of plaintext, making the message unreadable without the correct key. How does the railfence cipher conceal information? The railfence cipher writes plain text in a zigzag across multiple lines, then reads it row by row to create scrambled text. What is the function of mathematical statistics in code breaking? Mathematical statistics helps cryptanalysts detect patterns in ciphertext, crucial for breaking codes. What role does frequency analysis play in cryptography? Frequency analysis examines the occurrence of letters and letter pairs to identify patterns within a cipher. What is symmetry in cryptographic keys? Symmetric cryptographic systems use the same key for both encryption and decryption, unlike asymmetric systems. How does a cipher differ from a code? A cipher alters individual letters, while a code replaces entire words or phrases with substitutes. What is the purpose of a null in ciphers? Nulls are meaningless symbols added to ciphertext to mislead unauthorized decoders. Describe substitution ciphers. Substitution ciphers replace each plaintext letter with a different symbol or letter according to a defined system. Where did the Skytali cipher originate? The Skytali cipher originated in ancient Greece. What is the Cardano grill? A Cardano grill is a mask with holes placed over text, revealing hidden words or messages. What is the purpose of an autokey? An autokey uses the decrypted message as part of the key, adding complexity to the cipher. What is a cipher disk? A cipher disk is a rotating tool that enables polyalphabetic encryption by aligning letters. What are polyalphabetic ciphers? Polyalphabetic ciphers use multiple cipher alphabets in rotation, reducing detectability. How is a book code used in encryption? A book code uses a specific edition of a book, referencing page and word numbers to encrypt messages. What is public key encryption? Public key encryption allows secure communication without sharing a private key in advance. How does the Playfair cipher conceal text? The Playfair cipher pairs letters in a 5x5 grid, replacing them based on positional relationships. What is the rail fence in transposition ciphers? The rail fence cipher arranges text in a zigzag and reads it by rows for encrypted text. Define plaintext. Plaintext is the readable original message before encryption. What is the turning grill? The turning grill uses a rotating grid with holes to reveal hidden parts of a message. What is PGP used for? PGP, or Pretty Good Privacy, is encryption software for secure communications. How does one-time pad ensure security? By using a random single-use key as long as the message, it prevents decryption without the key. Explain the purpose of a cipher alphabet. A cipher alphabet replaces plaintext letters with cipher letters to create ciphertext. Describe a transposition cipher. A transposition cipher rearranges letters without replacing them, maintaining plaintext characters. What is a substitution cipher? Substitution ciphers replace each letter in the plaintext with a different letter or symbol. Define plaintext in encryption. Plaintext is the original readable message before encryption. Describe a monoalphabetic substitution cipher. A monoalphabetic substitution cipher uses a single cipher alphabet for all letters. What does symmetry mean in cryptography? Symmetry in cryptography refers to systems where the same key encrypts and decrypts. How does the Playfair cipher matrix work? The Playfair cipher matrix encodes pairs by replacing them based on their grid positions. Explain frequency analysis in breaking ciphers. Frequency analysis examines the commonness of letters to guess at the plaintext. What is a cipher disk? A cipher disk is a tool for rotating substitution alphabets in encryption. Define cryptography. Cryptography is the practice of securing data through encryption techniques. What is a polyalphabetic cipher? A polyalphabetic cipher alternates cipher alphabets to increase complexity. How is cryptanalysis different from cryptography? Cryptanalysis involves breaking codes, whereas cryptography creates secure codes. What is the veneer cipher? A veneer cipher is a polyalphabetic substitution cipher that uses a keyword to shift letters, complicating frequency analysis.